I wanted to do a quick video talking about the class, just kind of give you a brief introduction. To begin with, this is a summer class. And so as such, it does go at a very, 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 very fast pace. That's both a positive and a negative. The positive of that is a lot of times logic can be very difficult and can, you know, if you don't do a little bit every day, it becomes very difficult, but kind of if you can focus on it, that's good. So usually you don't take 4 or 5 summer classes, you take 2, maybe 3. If you're really at it, a lot of people take 1, which is a perfectly reasonable load. And so you take fewer classes, you can focus, you spend a little bit more time each day. And so that works. But I will say logic can take a lot of time, can be tough, but you know, the fact we're doing the summer is both a positive and a negative. The positive is you can focus, you can do more, and it's over quicker if you don't like it. The negative is that it's a lot of work each day. If you can't put in the time, then it's probably not a good idea. Really, the best thing to do with logic is to just do a little bit each day. Spend an hour here, an hour there, and just kind of do a little bit each day. Now, a few things I want to note, because this is summer, we have modules, they have due dates, but there are goals within each, and those goals are things you should try to meet by those earlier dates. I'll be, if you run into a problem, you send me an email, I'll be more than happy to extend the goal deadlines, but they are deadlines. If you don't do things by the deadlines, I will put a 0 in the grade book. And, you know, maybe if you email me, I'll let you redo one, but I won't probably do that, you know, every single time. The idea is if you try to wait till the last day to do the entire module, you will not be successful. You really need to be doing a couple things every 2 or 3 days. So all the deadlines, with the exception of the first one, are on Mondays and Thursdays. And the reason is that's about a week. It's half a week between those 3 days and 4 days, 3 days, 4 days. And since this is 8 weeks instead of 16 or 17 weeks, actually it's 8 weeks instead of 17 weeks of a normal semester. And actually we start, you know, kind of Monday and we end Thursday. So it's really like 7.5 weeks to replicate a 17-week semester. And so we really need to be accomplishing about every 3 days what we accomplish in a regular semester class in that, you know, in a week. As a result, you know, you should plan to, you know, work 2 or 3 hours a day would be a pretty good workload for this class, with the idea being, you know, when I say that, I mean like 2 or 3 hours Monday, 2 or 3 hours Tuesday, 2 or 3 hours Wednesday, 2 or 3 hours Thursday, 2 or 3 hours Friday, maybe 2 or 3 hours over the weekend. With that said, sometimes you'll need more, sometimes you'll need less. If you don't want to work, you know, you want a nice weekend, which is perfectly acceptable. Don't, you know, I'm not suggesting you don't do that. Then you might want to work like 4 hours a day or something. You just need to do that. Now, the other thing is, you know, and I'll say this real quick. People always ask me how to be successful in an online class. And the answer is, and I think I have a video on that, is, you know, always set aside time. If you don't set aside time, it's very easy to forget about this. It's not something that's pressing. You know, there's a lot of other things in our lives that are probably more important. For example, maybe video games. You know, they may be something like that, but it could be you have kids, you have a spouse or significant other, you have a job, you have parents, you know, you have friends. And so there's always things that, you know, will kind of press and take priority. And if you don't set aside the time and be somewhat greedy about that, you know, being somewhat demanding, saying this is the time I go and I do this, it's easy to let that go. So make sure to set aside time and do that. With that said, you know, make sure to set aside a few hours, work on it every day. And the other thing is, if you need help, reach out. I'll be around. I have office hours set for Tuesdays just because I know I will be here on Tuesdays. But most days, I will be checking my email. I'll be responding to my email. I will be in the office probably a lot of other days, but I can't guarantee it. Whereas on Tuesdays, I will be on my computer during that time. So that's why those are my hours, but I'm around. And if you need to go through something, you want to jump on Zoom, we can go through some problems and hopefully that can work it out. You know, sometimes it just helps to, you know, kind of just walk through some problems. I've had students who will set up meetings with me. We'll meet a couple of times and they'll feel a lot more confident, and that makes all the difference in the world. So don't be afraid to do that. They have had in the past tutors down in the Center for Academic Success. I don't know if they have any tutors over the summer that are doing logic, but I will send them an email because I need to send them an email today, and I'll make an announcement about that here soon. So anyway, I think that's about it. One other thing I will make note of is I always give extra credit if people find errors, because this class is actually, I think, the first time I've moved this to summer for online. I have not, what am I trying to say? It's the first time I've taught it online in the summer with this book that I was converting the semester. And so I may have references to things that are semester based, like I'll talk about the week, or I'll have the dates wrong, or I'll have other things. If you see those things, tell me. I will fix them and I'll give you a point. And until I fix it, if if 2 or 3 people find it, I'll give 2 or 3 people extra credit. It's not a big deal. That little point or two can add up and make a difference in the long run, but it also helps me to be a little bit more careful or catch it and improve the course for the future. And so I always appreciate that and ask you to do that. So with that, without any further ado, I'm going to give you a tour in the next video. That video is an older video. It's from the semester. If I make a few references to the old semester, that's why. You can tell me if I did, but that's why that's there. And that's the next thing. I'll kind of just walk you through and show you how to do the course. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you.